Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine Live. I'm Catherine, and I'm here with the Creative Memories Virtual Crop sketch number 1. I am going to be working with the Seasonal Sightings collection. So many of you voted on my community tab, and I have listened, and so we're going to work with some of the collections that you all voted for. I will probably do Seasonal Sightings twice during the virtual crop, and Polar Lights was the other one that seemed to get a couple more votes, so we're going to work with that one a couple of times as well. But let's go ahead and get started with the first sketch here. And let me switch over.
All right. Let's see. Hopefully my mic is working better tonight. It sounds okay. And let me know if you all notice anything, but I have checked and rechecked, and I am hoping that the sound stays smooth tonight. I think it was one of my wires, so I do apologize about that from the other night. Here is sketch number 1. I'm going to try to hold it up so you can get the whole thing in a screenshot, but maybe not. I'm going to have to readjust my light as well again, but anyways, we've got a good bit going on here with the sketch. There we go. Okay. And like I said, my creative challenge for this month, I'm actually turning this 1-page layout into a 2-page layout. So you're going to see what we're doing here in just a moment. I've got my tape runners ready to go. And here is the left side, and here's the right side of what we're going to be putting together tonight. I did pull out a few mats, and I also have pre-cut my papers just to help the live stream go along a little bit smoother for you all. Let me get myself on to the screen with these 2 pages a little bit better for you. Sometimes it's hard to keep them lined up as we're working on them, but I'm going to give it a try here. So for this sketch, it actually did just have this small little extra piece in the bottom left. And I created a journal box on the left here, and I decided to go ahead and I pulled another one of our small mats. This is one of our 4x6 mats. And then these other 4 I found that matched in the mat pack. I think I did have 2 mat packs, so that's why they match. And those are the 4.5 by 6.5 mats from our mat pack for Seasonal Sightings, because in that way I can just throw my pictures on, and this one I can trim out a little and also add a picture to, and then use this for journaling. Or if I have a lot to say about these pictures, I can use either side for journaling, which I thought just gives me a couple more options. The larger piece that is behind is 6 inches by 6 inches. And then my smaller piece here is a 4x4 piece. I used the one with the larger poinsettias on the back for my 4x4 piece. And it kind of has the poinsettia tile here running through it. And then I also took one of our laser cut borders and I cut it at 6 inches. So that way I could run it across this top corner of the page. And I'm just going to grab my repositionable tape here and run a strip across it, coming down from the corners here. I want to make sure it stays through the page. I'm going to put that on first. And then this one is one of our stickers. It says "'Tis the Season." I probably will put it on foam squares when we get to that point. But first, we're going to go ahead and add our 6-inch poinsettia paper. 6 inches by 6 inches, and this one's going on a little bit more at an angle here. And this is kind of following the sketch a bit, I guess, if you will. I tried to keep it simple as much as possible because, you know, that's really one of the things that I do try hard to do. And we're just going to work with these here. Actually, I had this up a little bit higher, didn't I? So I do have that going through there. I kind of have this centered on this bottom corner. So let me get this on first. So that way I can see where I had my other mats on my page. I may have to adjust my left side a little bit. I'm going about 1/4 of an inch so you can see the cardstock a little bit there. And then this one I did also have this way. So these are going to go just kind of more in a V shape. So this is going to go over this just a little bit. So I'm going to move my sticker out of the way because we are kind of making this V out of the mat. There we go. I think I put it so you could see a couple of the poinsettias. So this one's going to go on the bottom, and then this one's going to go a little bit more and up and over at the angle. And here we go. Let's see, this one was at an angle also. Hang on, I don't want to push down too hard on that yet. I haven't actually pressed it down. I am going to get this one with the tape on it also, just so I can get them positioned. Since I am using my regular tape runner and not the repositionable, I want to make sure I do have these in place where I want them to be before I push down on it, because once it's down, it is not really going to go anywhere. And I feel like I want this over just a little bit more, taking through a little bit more of the tiles. There we go. That looks better to me. And then this one is going to stay a little bit more at this angle as well. Here we go. Okay, left side of our layout is already done. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my right side going here. And again, I did the 4-inch. Well, these are the two 6.5 by 4.5 inch mats. I did this 4-inch piece that I'm probably going to try to follow the eye line across here. So I need to make sure my papers are kind of lined up. And I am going to start with this piece here because I felt like that one is a little bit more of the whole center of the page. I'm going to leave my fingers here because I don't necessarily want to put tape there, because our little mat here is going to go under there. So let's see here. If this one's coming up at an angle here, we're essentially almost dividing our paper into thirds. So 4 inches, 4 inches here, and then this is kind of sitting at the 4-inch mark as well. That looks pretty good going across. Again, you can get out your 0 centering ruler. You can get out your 13 by 13 mat. You can add a second 13 by 13 mat, but for the purpose of this live stream, I am just eyeballing it, and I hope this is going to turn out all right, and I think it will. It actually looks pretty good already. There's our other poinsettia down here. Whoops, now I moved my paper, so I'm going to try to get that straightened back out. So this one was also one of our 4x6 mats, and then I went ahead and I had cut it into a 4x4 piece of a journal box, and so this one is going to go kind of angling under here. So this is following the sketch just a little bit more on this side by going under here at an angle. Although I think I may have angled it this other direction, which, you know, that's why it's a sketch. It's just a guide. You can follow it or not as much as you want to or not. And then this one is going to go angling towards the other one that we put on the other side. Let me move my parchment board out of the way. I will show you that another time. If you haven't seen it, you're just going to have to continue to watch some of my other videos. All right, so let me put this back up here and grab my tape. And we're going to get this down here first, and then we'll get our other paper on top of it. But you can see how easily that just slipped in when I made sure that I had my tape away from that corner here. And like I said, we're going to angle this one down. I'm not going to push it down all the way again because I just want to make sure I have things in place where I want to have them before I press down on them. And like I said, I'm going to just angle it a little bit here, coming over, and I think it almost looks like it's cascading down here, which is nice. We're going to put this one a little bit more towards the corner a bit here. There we go. And then this one's going to go here. And now let me get my other two mats again. And these are going to go up here, again, angled a bit as well. But on this page, I think because we have a smaller box, it doesn't take up quite as much space. So we're not layered quite as much. And my tape runner just ran out, of course. So let me just pop in a refill real quick here. If you haven't used our tape runners before, you just line up this large hole on this peg, and then you're back in business once you get your top back onto your tape runner. Quick and easy as that. And there we go. So here is my other mat. We're going to go ahead and place it up here. I think that looks pretty good. We'll go ahead and press down. Oops, I didn't put tape on that one yet. Uh-oh. There we go. That's what happens when you have to refill your thing in the middle of it. You forget that you haven't put your tape on your other one. So we're just going to have to eyeball it and do the best we can here. There we go. Okay. So now I also have our 'Tis the Season that I pulled out that also has this repeating holly with the berries. And I'm going to grab a couple of foam squares to put this on. So that way it adds some height and dimension to our page. Before you pull off the back of your foam squares, if you ever want to get the extra sticky off the back of your sticker, you can add a little bit of baking soda and that will not hurt your photos at all. So there's that. And I also pulled the large white poinsettia because I just thought it popped a little bit better here and it kind of helps repeat some of our colors a bit. I pulled 3 leaves to go with it as well from our sticker sheets. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull these off. And I want to get them placed underneath the flower. So let's do that. Let's pull the flower off. So then that way we can get our leaves behind it. It's essentially kind of making our own little custom sticker cluster here, if you will. Take that off of there and put that one out coming this direction. We'll get this one out going, let's see here, this direction, I think. Looks nice. And then this one coming out the bottom here. So here we go. So now we have all 3 of our sticker leaves coming out from behind our poinsettia flower that was on our sticker sheet. And we're just going to place that down here on our page and we are done. That is it for sketch number 1. I will probably be doing sketch number 2 tomorrow night. So here's our sketch again. I will hold up the pages closer so that way you can see them better. And here we go. Here's the left side of our page. And here is the right side of our page. And then our sketch one last time here. There you go. So you can see it did have these little zigzags running across, and I just opted to put them in the opposite corners from what they were on the sketch. I just thought it worked better for the 2-page layout. And I think that's it. So join me again, hopefully tomorrow night, and we'll see how many sketches I can get done then. Until next time.